What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JTH Fishing. As you can tell from the title, we're going to be doing something a little different today. The fishing and the weather in California, if you don't know, has been terrible. So, to get some more videos out, I'm going to do a little fish tank review of my fish tank at home in my room. Thought maybe you guys would be interested, since if you guys are interested in fishing, maybe you can be interested in another hobby of mine, which is my aquarium. So today I'm going to be going over that, going to be telling you how it works, all the fish that I have, everything. So let's get into it. So first, I'm going to start off. I'm just going to introduce you to the fish real quick. So first up, we're going to have the big boy of the tank, the orange parrotfish. This guy is the matriarch of the fish tank, and he keeps everyone in check. Let's see, we got the second biggest. He is a blue Jack Dempsey cichlid. He is usually a fairly aggressive fish, but I found this one to be less aggressive, especially with the parrotfish with him. So that's a good mix to have. Let's see. So this is just a plain old goldfish. Kind of had him as a little, kind of just breaking in fish on this tank when I first started it up. So I kind of let him stay around. I like how he's all active and he's got a good manner. Let's see. Next, over here we have the orange or red tiger barbs. These guys are pretty. They like to be in packs, and they like to go around the tank, kind of just run around the tank. They love to eat a lot of food, so they're pretty active fish. So I love having them in my tank. Let's see. The next guy is called a blue urami. I might have butchered it a little bit, but I have 3 blue uramis in here. Yeah, so they're pretty cool. They got those little I don't even know what those things are called. Little blue tentacles, or I don't know what they're for, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty chill. They're still pretty active. And next, let's see, we got the Colombian catfish shark. He's mostly catfish, but he has the appearance of looking like kind of like a black tip shark. It's pretty cool, super active, and just a great fish to have. Let's see, next I have another one of them, a little less black on the fins, but still very cool. Let's see, here's another one. This is another type of catfish, long whiskers, fairly active, not as active as the other ones, but he likes to roam around the bottom, so he's pretty cool. Next up on here, it's hard to see under that piece of bark, but I'm going to try and point at it. Right there, you can see him. It is a Pocostomus. And he's just one of those sucker fish that kind of stick to the bottom, suck on algae and all that good stuff. So yeah, he's a pretty good one. He's mostly nocturnal, so don't get to see him too much, but I know he's there. He's pretty cool. And let's see, and last, I do not know the name of this fish. I've tried to look it up, couldn't find them, but they're pretty cool. I really like them. I have 2 of them, and they got really cool, little cool orange dot on their tails, and they've been feeding pretty well. They got some pretty good guts going. So yeah, they like to stick together. And yeah, so that's going to conclude all the fish that I have. Next, we can move on. We can look at some of the decorations. Let's see. So this is my most recent purchase. It's a pretty nice little 3-hole wood stump bark kind of thing going. Fish like to swim through it. So that's pretty cool, fairly cheap. Next, we can go over here. Here's another piece of driftwood that I have in the tank, kind of just sitting in the corner. As you can see from earlier, I have another piece of driftwood back there that is attached to this nice little setup here with a couple. It's got some holes that this guy loves to swim in and hide in and whatnot. And then we got another decoration over here. It's like a nice wheel. It's connected through an air pump, which pumps air down here and the air bubbles up to make the wheel spin. So that's another cool feature. Helps oxygenate the tank and keeps these fish nice and breathing. And also, as you saw, I got about maybe 6 or 7 of these little plants kind of around the tank. I got a bigger plant right there in the middle. It's a good focal point of the tank. And yeah, that is all the decorations in this tank. So next we can move on to the light and food. Alright, so for the light and food, I have a Aqueon LED. I'm gonna flash this up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. Little Aqueon LED 48-inch light. My tank is about 52 inches long, so that's a good size light for that. Gets all the corners all lit up. Yeah, let's go on to the food. See, we got algae wafers for the Costomus and catfish. We got regular flakes. We got small pellets, protein-rich pellets, and then I have bigger pellets for parrotfish and the cichlid. They love to eat those. So yeah, so that's all the fish that I have, all the decorations, the light, the food. Next, let's move into the filtration of this tank, which is underneath my very sweet Dallas Cowboys blanket under here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that off for the video. Alright guys, next we can move on down to the filtration system. And for any of you guys that don't know what a sump is basically another fish tank below the fish tank that has 3 systems of filtration into it. So the first part of the filtration over here is the down tank, where the water from the actual tank drops down into here. All the dirty water comes through here, goes through the little filter floss, and then which comes down over here to the middle part of the fish tank where all my biomedia and good bacteria is stored. Got a little power head to help move all the water along. So at this point the water has come down through a little filter floss, through a little waterfall there, which traps all the bad stuff that I don't want coming back into the tank. And then it comes through 3 different filter catches, little sponges that water comes through here and gets trapped in these 3 little nets like this one. So good filtration. And then this pump right there shoots the water back up through these pipes and to the out tank back into the tank. So that is basically my filtration system. And because this is a 60-gallon acrylic aquarium, I have a 30-gallon sump, which is a little overkill, but hey, these guys get better filtration and it helps them keep them alive a lot better. So that is the filtration, which is pretty sweet. My friend Matt, give a little shout out to Matt. He built this entire thing. Couldn't use this tank anymore, so I adopted it. He built his own plywood stand. I plan on painting it black to give it a little more clean look to it. So that is probably my next project for this tank. But I'm pretty glad on how this whole tank has come together here. It's a very natural looking tank. Lots of greens and natural colors. I didn't want any SpongeBob or anything kind of goofy, non-natural in my tank. Just wanted to keep it really cool, natural, and that always looks good. A couple small details I forgot to bring up. Over here we have a little temperature reader electronic that tells me the temperature of the tank. through that thing that just barely slips into the water, so that keeps nice and hidden. I also have 2 heaters down in the sump. Oh, that's hard to see. And I'm sorry, I'm sure you guys have noticed, the lighting in the room is absolutely terrible, which is mostly because of this being my only light source, a old chandelier. Sadly, it cannot be taken out because it's one of my grandma's favorite lights, so I'm stuck with it. So outside of my bright fish tank, I do not have much of a light source, which creates this terrible orange, yellow light. Yeah, so sorry about that. But yeah, this is my fish tank. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys soon. Going to be videoing at the Fred Hall Fishing Show in Long Beach. If you guys don't know what it is, look it up. It's a huge fishing convention in Long Beach, my hometown. Going to be taking you guys around, telling you what that's like, seeing what's good, and maybe pick up some cool stuff. See you then. Tight lines.